What seems to be appearing is like a collective of 8 billion characters, sleepwalking, dream talking, seemingly figures in a simulated reality, apparently all unique in all apparent design, but it's just the seeming randomness at play. These seemingly staggering numbers are uncreated expression of a singularity that is also illusory. Even illusion, simulation, matrix, hologram, dream is saying way too much because there's simply none. And that's even saying another expression of way too much. It can't be known. This phenomenal mystery, appears in everything but cannot be captured or comprehended. It is everything, but what is stunning is that it cannot be categorized, it cannot be measured, it can never be known. Ineffable, simple, not two, no division. Division is an illusion. It is spectacular that these words, seemingly appearing to express in an attempt to capture this humble magnificence, is actually being expressed as just words, words that are empty, words that don't have any meaning, like a dog barking, a bird chirping, the wind rustling, silence appearing as sound. And in this silence, everything is explained, but no one to explain it to. All that is seemingly appearing, all of the happenings, is an infinite expression of what is. So these words appearing are coming from the vast emptiness. And it's being heard by the same emptiness that is trying to find meaning in it. But the meaning is also empty. It is even in all of the questions that will arise. It's in every sensation. It's in everything. It cannot be missed. It's in the rejection. It's in the acceptance. It's in the resonance. It's completely inescapable. Although it is unmissable, it is often missed because of its seemingly imposed blindness to what is. What is blind to what is, because there's no other what is. There's really no other. And it's just really as simple as that. What if there is nowhere to go in trying to figure this out? What if there's really no meaning? What if there's really nothing to do? What if the past does not exist? What if there is no next? What if all beliefs goes down the drain? The idea of you or no you are just that, ideas. What if there's no mind that can figure this out? What if there's no connecting the dots? What if this is really it? What if all that there is this? There's nothing outside of this. What if you're cornered into this moment that there's no other moment? There's no previous, there's no past. What if this is really just beyond comprehension? And the seeking is pointless. What if there's really no time? What if there's no space? What if the you that you imagined can only appear in thoughts? What if the sensations and the feelings that seems to appear is just stillness moving? What if everything that's being seen, what is everything that's being heard, what if everything that's being felt has nothing to do with you? What if you are not seeing this? You're not hearing this. You're not understanding this. You have no way of knowing this. You're not experiencing this. And the you, just like the 8 billion characters that seemingly is appearing in this grand illusion, is nothing but a dream. And in that dreaming, there is this wanting to figure out, wanting to wake up, wanting to know, wanting to reach the highest peak, wanting to awaken, wanting to drop away. It's nothing but a dream. What if this longing, this seeking, is all hopeless? Yet there's going to be negotiation of trying to know this, trying to get this. But it has always something to do with a you or an I. Again, what if this has nothing to do with you? What if the very you, the very character, that longing, that feeling, that seeking is just liberation, appearing as free as it can be to appear as seeking, as longing, as needing something that already is. And that isness, that immediacy, that directness does not have any words, does not have any meaning. So there's no need for hope. There's no need for seeking. Again, what if being suggested, if there's no other than this? What if this is the dead end? Although there's no dead end really. What if the dead end actually is the vastness? What if there's a thin line between pure bliss and extreme suffering? And the thin line is you. You are the one that creates the division, although there's no you. The very essence of the illusion is separation. And the moment that there is a thought, a feeling, a sensation, a knowing, an understanding, there is a separation. But there's no separation because if you really look at it, there's also no you. What if the you that thinks that you will get this someday is in the way? But there's no one in the way at the same time. What if the you that thinks that can figure this out does not matter, will not amount to anything? What if it's not in the acceptance or the rejection because it's being done by you? What everything is just flowing in this eternalness, in this infiniteness as is, without a you? What if everything is already as it is? Again, and this is this is not gatekeeping or whatever. This is just being blunt, right? You will never get this. You will never know this. You will never understand this. You will never see this. You will never feel it. You will never touch it. You will never hear it. Hearing happens. Feeling happens. Loving happens. Hopelessness happens. But in the hopelessness of it all, since there's no you that can do anything, it's a stunning liberation. It's not fettered. It's not caught up by the ideas of you. It's not caught up in the imagination or the fantasy of a you that thinks that will get there. There's no you hang-ups. There's no you in the way already. So what's being expressed here is a celebration of what is in all of its appearances. It can appear as a belief of you trying to get this. It can appear as hope that there is a next that will happen. It can appear as anything at all. But all appearance, again, has nothing to do with you, because it's already the case, with or without you, belief or no belief, this or not this, acceptance or rejection. It has nothing to do with the movement of you, because anything that's seemingly moving cannot seem to exist in the illusion of time, cannot seem to appear in reality, because reality is another construct. It's all illusory, so to speak. And the illusion of you that's trying to get it, it's just that. It's just a dream. There's nothing to get because it's already here. It's forever, infinitely present. So go ahead and long for it. Seek for it. Try to understand it. But again, in the hopelessness of it all, is the simple freedom. The simple freedom that even if you think you have something to do with this, it is already the case. Even if you feel that you're almost there, it's already the case. Even if you feel that you will never get this, it's already the case. It's already the case always and forever. If you have any questions, please go ahead. I was trying to adjust simplicity and poetry there, so I was going back and forth, trying to simplify it. Oh, thank you. It's a red day. So are you saying that 8 billion people are not really here? Yes. In the story, in the relative, of course, there's going to be 8 billion people, and, you have population is continuously growing and everything, right? But in the absolute, there can't be. It's impossible. How can it be? You can't say that, that there are 8 billion different dreams. You can't say that there are 8 billion different illusions. It can appear as 8 billion people. It's an appearance. So it may appear as different individuals walking down the street, interacting with. Some of them are your loved ones. Some of them you're intimate with. Some of them are related to you. Some of them you even gave birth to in the appearance of a dream. But in the whole expression of this, all of it is a dream. You can say that it's both real and unreal. And it's quite hard to understand. Again, it has nothing to do with your understanding, because it's already understood, not by you. It's already here. Simplicity is that there's simply no division. And the moment that you think about it, the moment that you try to understand it, the moment that you grasp it, the you seems to create this division into this indivisible, vast emptiness that no one knows about. nameless, ineffable, unknowable. I have no idea what it is. That's why I love talking about it. It's beautiful in all of its use. But how come, good question here, sorry. How come I feel like I am separate? How come I feel like I'm listening to this? How come I feel like I am not getting it? Um, because the I, the idea, the thoughts cannot comprehend something that is cannot be captured in thoughts. It cannot be captured by comprehension. It cannot be divided. The moment that is analyzed, figured out, intellectualized, philosophized, then it creates this seeming kind of like, so there's this whole appearance, and then there's this the moment that you think that you're trying to figure it out. When you're not thinking, everything is clear. But you can't help not thinking, because that is all of it is an illusion, right? So thoughts will appear, thoughts will come and go, and all of the seeming contradictions and oddity seems to appear, but it's whole. None of it is separate. I'm not trying to discount your feelings or your reality and everything, but feelings, sensations come and go. So even the assumption of reality, the assumption that I am here, the even the biggest belief system are just like bubbles that comes in and out of nowhere. They come and they pop. Some of them linger a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But eventually they pop. All of these seeming ideas of liberation, of self, me, contraction will eventually pop at your last breath, at the end of the life, when all of the comprehension, all of the understanding does not matter. Although there's no choice in doing this, do you want to wait until the last breath until you see what this is really? So it's almost like that I know this, I need to get this, is just another seeming, fleeting appearance that means nothing at all, because there's really nothing to get. There's really nothing that needs to be known. In the story, go ahead and know it all. Go ahead and experience it all. No problems. That's how freedom is. You said I have no choice. The seeking is also freedom because I'm not there. Yes. Since there is no one really choosing, aside from a thought, even if you think that you're choosing, there's really no one choosing. There's no one behind the thought of choosing. There's no one behind the thought of I am doing this. So there's going to be an appearance of doing and everything, and it's freedom appearing either as a choice or not a choice. It's the ultimate freedom that appears as whatever it seems to be. So if you think that you're choosing this, you're free to do that. But you're really not doing this because it's free. So the seeming kind of like fighting of, choice or no choice, it's just really the opposites. Kind of like it's like fingers fighting with each other. It doesn't really matter. Even if it matters. So you're saying that Emerson does not have any choice, but he chose to do these meanings and he's choosing to answer questions. Yes, in the story, Emerson has a choice, but it's just a story. It's an appearance, it's an illusion. Let me remind you of my favorite quote again, right? Reality is an illusion, but a very persistent one. So the persistence in thinking that there's someone choosing here, the persistence in someone that knows here, the persistence tries to create this reality that does not exist. All of the reality that you can muster, all of the reality that you can try to figure out or comprehend or prove and everything, right? The moment that there's no thinking, what is it? What is reality even? Does it exist? Does it not exist? It doesn't matter. You mentioned that there is no witness. Yes, in the story, there is a you that is seemingly moving through time and space and everything. There is a noticing of thoughts, a noticing of action and everything. But again, it's just another story. It's just another illusion, right? So it appears, right, that there is whatever seems to appear. It can appear that there's reality, it can appear as whatever, and that's completely all right. It's not about negating anything. It's seeing through that what's being negated, the opposites, there really are no opposites. This and not this are the same. You or not you are the same. Self or no self are the same. And that's okay. That's perfect as it is. It's not about taking sides. Although you can take sides if you like, right? That's completely all right too. How do I get rid of the thought of separation? You can't get rid of it because coming up with the how do I get rid of a thought is just another thought. So a thought trying to dislodge, trying to get rid of a thought will just produce more thoughts. Again, there's nothing wrong with a thought. There's nothing wrong with a me. There's nothing wrong with separation. The moment that you think that there is something wrong or missing or lacking, then it perpetuates this longing for perfection when it's already perfection that thoughts are appearing, feelings are appearing, sadness is appearing, lack is appearing. The critic, the illusory witness, the one that says, no, this is not good enough, the one that negotiates, the one that contradicts, the one that chooses and everything is an illusion. Kind of like what I was saying in the beginning, right? It has nothing to do with you. Even if you think this is all about you, it's all right. It's all right. It's like that Carly Simon song. What was that again? You're so vain. You even think that this song is about you. My age is showing every time that I mention this 1970 songs. How do I awaken to the truth? Oh, wow. That's a wild question here. Chill, chill, chill. That's a valid question, though. So sorry. Yeah, I get it. I get it because there was a time that I really wanted to figure out the truth. But can you handle that there's no truth? Can you handle it? Can you handle there's no truth behind the truth? And that's the truth. Can you handle that truth is just subjective? That there's no truth to awaken to? That whatever is appearing is it now? Is it? I cannot not call it true or untrue because that's just playing in opposites. So when the lens of separation is ripped apart, right? There's no more true or untrue. So what's there to awaken to? You're overseeing that it's already whatever it is. You can also call, what we can go into words again and everything, right? Again, kind of like what I expressed in the beginning, that words are just simply blindfolds into something that is a mystery. And the words that seem to create this illusion, the weight. If you say truth, if you say absolute, if you say consciousness, if you say supreme, divine, beloved, whatever names that you might want to call it, is just really masking what cannot be separated. So it creates this instant separation, and there is all of a sudden a feeling of lack. Like, well, I don't know that. I don't know the word divine. I don't know the word supreme. I don't know the word ultimate, absolute, and everything. They're just words. So since there's nothing separate, the words are completely irrelevant. Although we have to call this, that's why sometimes I call it just this. Simply not two. So that it cuts the imagination of something that is so divine, that's that is separate from you. Or trying to grasp the ungraspable, trying to figure out something that cannot be figured out. Trying to feel alienated or inferior or even superior, right? It's just getting caught up with words sometimes that creates this illusion of two-ness. It's getting caught up in the words sometimes that creates this illusion that I am right and he is wrong. It's getting caught up again in this separation. I have a position. Now, my position is no position, by the way. My teaching is no teaching. It's just duality. We're playing in duality all the time, and there's nothing to figure out. If this moment is infinite, past and future and even present don't exist, I don't exist, and in fact, nobody else really exists, then what is the point of this awareness? What should I value? What should we aim for the relative life? Basically, how you avoid being a nihilist. Nihilist is a belief system. Everything that you've said there is a belief system. There's no belief that there's no I here. There's no belief that there's an I here. Simply what unfolds is it. This character has a lot of love for this life. I love doing his meetings. I laugh a lot. I eat a lot. So there's a passion, saying for this life that seemingly does not exist, right? So this character is not caught up in a belief system that I'm not here. It's also not caught up in a belief system that I'm here. I'm just trying to present that the two are all illusory. I'm not trying to present an idea that I don't exist. I'm just trying to show that everything is whole and complete already. And this story, there's an I that claims that's not there. So in the story, there's an I, but without the story, there's no I. In the narrative, there is a you. Without the narrative, there's no you. In the thoughts, there's a character. Without any thoughts, what is there? So there was a belief system before that I was looking for the truth. And there was another belief system that I was going to drop away the me. So when everything seemingly just collapses, the two-ness, it's just this that's completely inexplicable. It's just this that completely is unknowable. And it's okay if to believe that there's a you. It's okay to believe that there's no you. But seeing that the belief system is illusion, that everything is an illusion, even nihilist is a belief system. This character loves more, laughs more, cries a lot too. Sadness happens. It doesn't think that this is, doom and gloom and everything. It sees the sunshine, the sunrise, and it cries. Loves its dog, loves its mom, right? So what's nihilistic about that? Loves talking to characters, loves seeing what it is. But if you want to talk about that, Freddie, please go ahead. If you want to expand the question, let's go for it. It's awesome. There's no point, but there's a point. It's similar, right? It's the same. Even if you think that there's a cause and purpose, so be it. But in the absolute, there's really no purpose or no cause or no awareness, so to speak, because there's no two. What if our idea of the absolute and the relative is just it? It's simultaneously. It's just not about negating one or the other. It's seeing that both are illusory. I've been speaking since 8, so my voice is running out. Just a second. Cheers. So what I like usually talking about is in the directness, in the immediacy of things, right? There's no left, there's no right, there's no right, there's no wrong. There's no you, there's no you. So I'm not just talking about no you, because believing that it's just all absolute is just another belief system. So this is taking away all of the beliefs, even the no belief, and just authentically expressing things as it is, as it happens, although there's no happening. When you start correcting everybody and saying that there's no one here, that's nihilistic in a way. It's just seeing through that, once you land on a belief or no belief, then it becomes a point of view. So that when you have a point of view, then there's an illusion of you, thinking that there's no you. There's an illusion of you exist, but you don't exist. When it's being expressed here that it's unknowable, it really means it. I missed the intro. Can you do a little recap of the intro? I don't remember what I said, to be honest with you. It's something about, I can't remember. I should put on the AI, because there's an AI that next time I'll put on the AI companion. I'll put it on right now. Okay. There you go. So the AI companion is on. I should have put it in the beginning. Next time, remind me, because what it does is it summarizes the whole meeting, so that you can catch
Emerson.
up. Yeah. Oh, hi.
Hi. I don't think it's the AI companion that summarizes. It's
Oh,
next to it. There's an icon that says AI summary. That's what you would.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Start summary. Okay.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. Thank you, Boulevard. I didn't know that. Thank you.
No problem.
I think I was talking about something about the phenomena of this 8 billion characters that seemingly feels real. It's like characters that are like sleepwalking and dream talking. It's like randomness at play. It's an expression of the singular phenomena. But the singularity is also illusory, because there's no source. And there's going to be different diversity, but they're all seemingly manifestations of the same underlying singularity. But even the singularity is another illusion. So there's no way of figuring this out, right? But what seems to appear as 8 billion characters, although it feels absolutely real, is also illusory. Similarly, the character, although it feels absolutely real with all of its musings, all of its feelings, all of its drama, is also illusory. So this whole entirety that we call reality is an illusion. And it's just really, really simple, right? Because it's going to feel absolutely real. It's going to feel unquestionable. You'll have a sense of self. You'll have a sense of feelings. You'll have emotions. You'll feel the the gravity, you feel the ground on your feet, you feel the air and everything, but kind of like a huge hologram deck, like in a Star Trek. Everything that's inside of it, including the participant, is an illusion. So if the participant, the witness, the observer is also an illusion, what is there? And I kind of like went on a bit of a, how do you know that this is real? And then I said something like, I can't remember it. I'm paraphrasing. So you're not seeing this. You're not really hearing this. Although you think you're hearing this, although you auditorily can like think that you're listening to this, what I'm trying to say is that you are not here, but you feel that you're here. You think that you're here. And there's an assumption, since that you are here, that you are hearing this, that you're trying to figure all of this out, that there is a you that can get through this, that there's a you that will go to the next. Since there's no next, because that's a you illusion. That's a illusion. Ooh, that's cool. What if there's only this momentarily, this momentless moment, and there's no other moments? And there's this seeming linear appearance of you moving through time and space, of you having these feelings, sensations of reality and assumptions that this is real, that there's this sense, there's this conditioning that you have a history and everything. But what if in a snapshot you see that that's everything that is moving is like a roll of film, like like a film that's moving, and it's not really real. But yet what's overlooked that is only permanent is that seeming light isness. I don't know what to call it, silence, what emptiness that has never ever moved. And yet the attention is put forward in the movement of that 8 billion people and none. The attention is put towards the words and the meanings. The observation is put upon the journey that's happening. What if the observer and the observed are both illusory? What if what's listening to this and this one that's speaking this is both illusory? What if it's all illusion is what's being expressed here? And that's basically it. I'm not sure if that was the intro, actually. Maybe I added more into it. I can't remember, but thank you. Hi, Emerson. Thank you so much for doing this meeting. I wanted to add to what Freddie is saying in his last question. He said, if this moment is infinite, past and future don't exist, I don't exist. So how do you know that this is infinite? That's a good question. No one knows that this is infinite. There's just a seeing through that all the limitations of the thinking, including the word infinite, including the word me or this, are all just nothing but fleeting appearances of something that is akin to something that cannot be measured, something that cannot be comprehended, something that does not exist in numbers, something that does not have a beginning or an end, and often called as the infinite. But in that word, the word infinite is just another marker, another label of something that can't be labeled. It's like we're trying to attach this alien language to something that is home. It's like the language, our existence is alien to what is natural. The natural is the silence, the movement, without a narration and everything, but yet narration comes, it's also a part of it. So even the alien and the natural are simultaneously appearing. There's nothing wrong or right about it. So the infinite is just another concept that is an easier word than having a word like awareness or consciousness, because it signifies a two. So the infinite does not have any limitations, cannot be captured as a number or as something that can be figured out. Again, these are just words. Words are completely meaningless and pointless in trying to express something that cannot really be truly expressed. I love your background and your color red. You look like Christmas. I didn't think of that. Thank you. This might have been asked before, Emerson, but do you still care about the world of what's happening around it? Caring still happens. Yeah, you can't help it, right? Loving still happens. But if you really look at it, there's really no one behind it. There's really no Emerson that's caring. There's really, because that's just another thought. But caring appears. And the thought that Emerson is caring appears, right? Yes, yes. I still pick up, like if I'm, I do my walks every morning, and I usually stop and pick up kind of like cans and stuff on the street. I care about my dog. I care about my mom. I care about, yeah, there's still caring that happens. Yeah. Let's try to demystify it, because there's this idea that since there is this seeming absence of character, that the character is no longer, that it has completely shifted and changed into something like a robot without any feelings, without any emotions, without anything. Emotions still happen. Yeah. Sadness, laughter. Because if there's no emotions and feelings and everything, it's like the same person as a catatonic on a bed, not saying anything. Yeah. Oops. Oh, there's a question. Sorry. Thank you. Still trying to warp my head around this. After having so many big glimpses, several a day, I keep feeling a deep sense of loss and infinite loneliness, as it feels that there's nothing and that I'm trapped in this moment. If you want to talk about it, let's go direct, Freddie. If you like, you know what I'm saying. We can clear and illuminate some of those stuff, right? Because what seems to happen is I used to have that too. I used to have like, I think I used to journal about my glimpses, because I made the glimpses so special that I keep on overlooking what is permanent. I keep on looking for experiences, meaning that um, when the glimpse happen and everything, it's kind of like me going again, again, again. I want that. I want that. And therefore denying the presence, the emptiness, the isness that's always here, glimpses or not, experiences or not. Kind of like what I said in the intro, that you're not experiencing this. You're not glimpsing this. It's already this. The deep sense of loss sometimes is that no matter how much you try to attain this, no matter the level of, I used to be the most stubborn seeker ever, but I was also the most dedicated seeker, that no matter what I do, everything that I get, I always lose. Everything that I attain, I always miss. Because the character is an illusion, therefore it comes in beginnings and endings. It comes in and out. There's no reality to it. It's a fluctuation. It's like a blinking. It's pulsating. There's no permanence to it. So it's looking for the permanence, but it's looking for it in glimpses. It's looking for it in illusions. It's looking for it in movements. So glimpsing is like a movement. If you really look at it, you are the glimpse. You're the one that comes in and out. What this is wide openness, permanence, vast, unknowable isness that does not blink. It does not disappear or appear. It's always here. But the one that's perceiving it, the one that is trying to get it, glimpses in and out. If you notice, you are walking, if you look back into your day, you will not be able to have a full account of what happened. You will never be able to say at 1:01 a.m. At 12 p.m., I was walking and I was looking at this direction. And at 1:02, I started, that kind of thing. That doesn't happen. Because there's no you that's permanent. So you're looking for the permanence, but you're looking at it from a lens of impermanence. So the loss is it. The non-glimpse is it. It's always it, no matter what you do, no matter what you experience, no matter what you think, no matter what you think that you know or what you think you've heard from others. It has nothing to do with what I say or you think or anyone say, basically, because it's here permanently. It's unshakable. It doesn't matter what you believe or not believe. It doesn't matter how many glimpses you have, because there's no you that will get this. In the story, you might think that you will get this, but that's just a thought. But if you notice, thoughts also come and go. So the thought of awakening or thought of dropping away comes and goes as well. But what's being missed, and this is what is wild, right, is that there is something that does not come and go. There's something that can never be known. And there's peace in that. There's silence in that. There's no big fanfare of like giant glimpse or whatever, right? There's no comparison. There's no measurement. It's immeasurable. That's why I call it the infinite. But don't get caught up on the word infinite again. Please don't. So the loss is that, because you think that you are coming in and out, or you think that you're dropping away, or you think that you're getting it. What if this has nothing to do with you? Would this matter if this is a glimpse or not? What if what's happening has nothing to do with your thoughts? So would it matter if the thought of this or not happens? But if you want to talk, Freddie, please go ahead. Yeah, let's talk about it. Even this deep sense of loss and infinite loneliness is just another idea that also comes and goes. Before you become, and you know what, it's really tricky, right? Because it becomes your identity. So which one is it? Are you the one that glimpses tons a day, or are you the one that has infinite loneliness? You're none of those. If you don't want to talk here, we can also talk, just message me. Oh, there's Freddie. Hey, Freddie.
Hey, how are you?
Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot there.
No, I just have a lot of distractions here. I didn't want to
No
have.
worries, no worries.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Is I guess it's kind of hard to express, but yeah, it's almost like every time, yeah, they had the glimpse, or I don't know, kind of shifts perspective, I guess.
Having a
It's
glimpse several times a day is like, having a dream of like hitting a jackpot multiple times, and then you wake up and you're broke.
it's funny because
Right.
yeah, at the same time,
So
I
what
think.
if glimpsing and also, what I'm saying, is just a dream again? That's what I'm trying to point out, right? So it doesn't matter if glimpse or not, right? So it's the ordinariness of it. It's the simple, it's the mundane things. It's like putting the guitars on your, on your the chords, like the strings on your guitar, like the mundane things, the little things, right? Or when you're playing music and then you make the wrong chord, the irritation. That's it. It's in everything, right? So when you're looking for it, when you're looking for the next of it, you're missing the point, that there's no point to the glimpse. It's almost like a curse, you know what I'm saying? I used to have glimpses and glimpses, right? I was just a ball of nerves sometimes, right? Because I did feel like a grieving of some sort, right? Or there's something lacking, there's something wrong with me. Why can I not get it? Because I was so stubborn that even though I heard that it has nothing to do with me, I kept on trying to figure out, what does that mean? I always make it about me. There's nothing wrong with it, because that's how the illusion functions, right? It's seemingly there's no source, but the me is the source of all illusions, right? It's like playing God, right? It's like it's playing the creator, it's playing the manifester. It tries to create all of this stuff, right? But it's just really, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say it. It's just an illusory, egotistical thing to think that I will get this or I don't get this. Both are the same. So when the you, the ego, the mind, the character gets out of the way, then who cares about a glimpse? And the sense of loss and everything, when you see that that's also it. Because when the I attaches to it, then I become like, oh, I am so lost. I am so, even though there is some clarity sometimes that happens, that there's no I, right? Because those glimpses show you, saying that it has nothing to do with you. But the moment that, it seems to dissipate, then you try to grasp it, do you make it all about you? Do you see what I'm trying to get at here?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's very tricky because I keep saying glimpses, but now I don't feel, I wouldn't call it glimpses. It's very weird. It's very hard to explain. But it's like when you go there, if it's, oh yeah, okay. So everything, that infinite moment that I was talking about, it's like, oh, I've always been here. This is,
Yeah.
I don't even know
Well,
how
you
to,
know what? This is so directly, right? Without thinking about it, right? Sorry, sir. Keep on going. Sorry, I
yeah.
interrupted you.
Yeah, no, it's just hard to talk about it, but it's interesting because it seems like sometimes those glimpses have different flavors. Like
Yeah.
sometimes they go super deep and they feel very stable. They feel, okay, I'm here. I call it the pause. For me, it feels like a pause. It feels like
Yeah.
a video game and I put it pause.
Yeah.
And when you play in a video game and you hit pause, but you still see in the video game, the images are moving.
Yeah.
You see there's a big letter text that says pause.
Yeah.
But behind, whatever animation is still going, but the game is not going, kind of
Yeah.
like that. It feels like, okay, I'm right here.
That's a good one, right? It's kind of like you're following the story until someone opens the door in a theater and there's a pause. You're like, okay, this is not real.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, like, for example, if you're watching a horror movie, you're petrified, you're like at the edge of your seat because you're really caught up in it, right? So
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is sorry, go ahead.
No, it's so that pause, when I can get there, if it's very stable, it can last a long time. If I don't have interruptions, something I can do some other things in that from that space. But sometimes it's just not that deep. It's just different aspects of that space. Like
Oh, I
sometimes,
think I know what you're doing. I think you're looking for the next now. You're looking for better, deeper, and everything, right? So you're missing the point that it's the ordinariness of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's weird the way when I want to get into that space, like sometimes I just remember, okay, like I just trying to be aware of my awareness kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes that happens in different ways. Sometimes it can be a more visual thing where
Oh, okay.
it feels like a okay,
Okay.
lightness. It feels almost like the body is relaxed and that there's
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it from my perspective. Sometimes more with the sound or music.
Yeah.
I mean, music, and then the music feels like
Okay.
oh, music pause, like music is infinite, and then so
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. It's like a different colors of
I've
the.
heard this 100 times, right? When it's almost you're trying to practice this.
Mm,
Like, when you said aware of awareness, then there is it divides into two now, right? It's like it's almost like you're trying to be aware of this, trying to go deeper into it and everything. That even with that, there's nothing wrong with it. Please don't think that but what's happening with that one is that the you character becomes the awareness now. The you
mm,
character now wants to go deeper, right? So in the absence of you and everything, so immediately the illusion of you is really tricky, right? So now it thinks it's aware. So it
mm,
thinks that it has something to do with itself again. It goes back into that individual, right? That I am awareness. Now it's so tricky, right? Or I am consciousness and everything. Again, there's nothing wrong. But now that you believe now, it's almost like a covert, it's like an underground belief that I just have to be aware more, that I have to settle more into this. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? And it works temporarily, if you notice.
yeah.
It's almost like you're getting addicted to the pause, but there should be no need for a pause. There should be
Yeah.
no need for a glimpse even, right? It's
Yes.
like you're trying to make a part of the dream real.
Mm.
And then when that pause unpauses, then it becomes something that is all about you again. You're trying to pause you, but there's no you to pause, is what I'm trying to say. You're trying to not do, what I'm saying, but there's no you to not do. You get what I'm trying to do? So it becomes a covert practice, right? Like, okay, I have to be awareness of this. And there's
It's almost
nothing
like
wrong with that. Yeah.
could you say that it's almost like a integration of both spaces on one, like that? It feels sometimes like that. It feels like a okay, I'm here now. I'm in this perspective
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
awareness or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
No, no,
oh,
no,
so,
no, no. There, aware
uh,
of awareness is you know what I'm saying? I know it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But
mhm,
what are you without that idea? Let's just get rid of that. Like right now, like, let's go really direct, right?
mhm,
What are you without your ideas of awareness? What are you without your thoughts, basically?
mm. Yeah, just the perceptions, just
What are you
mm,
without your perceptions?
mm,
What are you
no,
without a you? I'm just trying to show the relevance of witnessing our awareness and everything, right? Because that just becomes another,
yeah.
another thing. You know what I'm saying? That it just becomes
It
another obstacle.
the way it feels, I
Hmm.
think if I try to remember that feel of nothingness, it's almost like the awareness is being aware of itself,
Yeah.
but then it
No,
figure
no.
out what
Okay.
it figure out in the moment, it figures like an infinite loop. It figure out, wait, there's
Yeah.
nothing. I mean, how can you be aware of so it keeps trying to get deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay, so now
Yeah. Yeah.
it's aware with awareness and but there's like a new step of awareness.
Yeah. But that's just
Uh,
another illusion. And
yeah.
that illusion usually just pauses, right? I've been there. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? And as a as a former seeker, this is a cautionary tale. The more that you try to do the awareness, the pause, and everything like that, it can lead into a lot of suffering because you're
Mm,
getting into that despair mode now, right? Because You know you can get there, but there's no you to get there, is what I'm trying to say. And that's the thing, right? It's so simple that we try to we try to make it really complex by adapting someone's idea about awareness and awareness. That's just an idea. It's a thought level, kind of like, teaching and everything. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, right? Kind of like if you look at my last one-on-one that I did, right? It's if you look at that one, it's just so simple that because you know what, you can keep on going. It will just go into a spiral. Awareness, being aware, this and that, right? But the loop is the illusion. It keeps you in a circle, glimpse, no glimpse. Glimpse, no glimpse. It's kind of like you're driving in a rotunda and you will never find an exit. Because you're chasing something in the next. But there's no next. And to top it off, there's no awareness to be aware of awareness. It just makes it really more complex. I'm going the absolute now, right? In the relative, if you want to get caught in the relative, which is okay too, you can practice that and everything, and you can have a solace or a little break from the relative, so to speak, right? From the chatter of the mind.
That's what I am right now, basically. I use
Yeah.
it as a break.
Yeah, but do you really want a break, or you want permanence?
Yeah, that's a question. I think
Yeah.
the resistance I was talking about, that infinite loneliness that I mentioned. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like a very dark thing, but it's not. It's not really that. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah, it's just the feeling that, wow, I see the glimpse, but I also see that infinite loneliness that I'm trying to find. It's just basically that, oh, there's nothing there. It's just this, and it feels, so strong that I think. I think I'm not sure that I really wants to go there permanent, like you
Yeah.
say.
So
One.
this is just a story as well, right? To be able to see through the loop, there's no you in the loop. There's no you to get anywhere. It's a delusion. The I, the me, the self is a delusion, right? So the delusion of trying to take a pause is just another delusion.
Mm.
And if you see it, right, it just gets into this, it just keeps on perpetuating this deep sense of loss. But what you're missing out is the deep sense of loss without an I that has held on to the experience of the glimpse is also it. Simple. If you take away the narrative, the narrator, then it's just it. It's always it. But when you make it about, again, there's no choice in doing this, but when it becomes all about you, then you're the one that's having the glimpses. You're the one that is being lost. You are the one that has the infinite loneliness. Without the you, without the observer, without the two, without any of that, it's just really a thought that comes, or a sensation or feeling that appears. It comes and goes. But what comes and goes is not separate from the stillness. What comes and goes is not separate from isness. What comes and goes, let's use the word, is not separate from absolute awareness. But I don't like using that word because I've used that word for 10 years and it just led me and apparently others into some suffering, because you're trying to conceptualize something that cannot. I'm just going really direct, right? So again, Freddie, what are you without these teachings? What are you, for example, if you grew up in a tribe and you're a toddler or a baby that does not have any of these concepts, that even doesn't even know that there's a you know what I'm saying? What are you? If you can't use words, concepts, awareness, because you know what? I caught what you were trying to do, right? You know that there's no you. Now you attribute you as the awareness now, right? Which is just another delusion. You get what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I followed that teaching for a long, long time, and it just gave me a lot. I was just always trying to do this. I don't know if you can see my face. I was trying to be aware. right?
Yeah,
Trying
well,
to
because
yeah.
when you ask me that question, that's what it comes to mind. Like, what are you if you remove? I'm feeling awareness, but I know,
Yeah.
I know what
No,
you
no, but that's just another belief, right? What are you? How about this? What are you without your belief? Yeah.
Well, it would be.
What are you without?
I want to
Okay,
say awareness
let's
without knowing that it's aware.
that's okay. That's what I'm trying to say, because you're going into duality, right? This is okay. That's no problem. How about this? What are you without your awareness? I'm gonna mute. What are you without the word awareness? It's just a word.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're making it into something kind of like an experience or something, or a state or something. It's not a state.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't define it. I mean, I have the intuition, like in my head of what you're saying, of what that
Yeah.
I can't express it. It's just like nothing but
I have
like a
nothing against awareness, but I'm just calling out because the way that I have nothing about belief systems. Believe me, you know what I'm saying? It's all allowed. There's nothing, but in the
but
directness, in the immediacy, when we cannot come up with words, we cannot come up with any ideas. Kind of like when we are in that pristineness where words, meanings, concepts, ideas, passed on knowledge. What if we've never heard non-duality? That's where I'm trying to get to.
it's
Right?
almost
Because
like,
that's what you're glimpsing, not awareness.
so what I mean is almost like is that immediacy. That's what you are. Like
Right
what
now,
that
okay. Right now.
happened.
Yeah. In the immediacy right now, right? The words are coming in and out.
Mhm.
There's no thoughts really when you're talking. It just comes out. The thought seems to create this idea that it comes after or before. There's no before or after. So if I trap you right now, that you don't have a before and after, there'll be no you. Because the basis of you is just based on the before or after.
Mhm.
What if there's no next? And then the you basically has ideas about awareness or nothing or everything, whatever, right? What if I strip you out of that idea into this innocence, into this directness, into this immediacy? What is here?
It's like just a presence.
Yeah. And that presence, does it have a name?
No, it's just presence.
It's just it, right? It's just
That. Yeah.
yeah. So in the simplicity of this immediacy, presence, isness, whatever, is there a you here?
It's just a presence, but at the
Yeah.
same time, that yeah, it's like the presence encapsulates that me as well.
Yeah,
Like,
there you go. So there's really no separation, isn't there?
Yeah.
So what do you have to be aware of?
Yeah, I guess nothing. I mean, you just it's almost like the presence comes before the awareness, kind of. If I see that way,
Yeah.
that's kind of
We're
weird, but
trying to put it in words, but you can't really. Yeah,
yeah.
it precedes everything, but it doesn't have any time.
Mm.
So therefore, it does not. There's no before or after. It's always here.
Mm.
The awareness is just a thought about something that you think that is awareness, right? It still involves thinking, doesn't it? So if we annihilate the thinking, there's just this presence here, right?
Yeah.
Isness or whatever,
Yeah.
and that's all that there is, isn't it? And then sometime, because the character wants to go into the next and the past, to dig the past and everything. I guess it's a drama character, right? He wants to drum up drama. It when it calls itself infinite loneliness or whatever, right? Or or having a glimpse. So it does not really. If it all encompasses even that, then it's also an empty presence, isn't it? Yeah. So this
Mm.
empty presence appears in everything. It doesn't have any boundaries. It does not need to be witnessed. you can think that that's why there's a confusion sometimes. Like, okay, I have to be aware of this present now. So the awareness is being aware of the presence. But that's a misnomer, right? Because then it recreates that there's a you that has to be present. If it's really non-duality, then everything is presence.
Yeah.
I'm just using your word.
Yeah.
So there's no you to be present anymore, right? So the you dissolve and awareness dissolves, and it's just this seeming presence. You can call it, awareness, Christ consciousness, whatever, right? But by naming it, it becomes a belief system, doesn't it? Yeah. Even if you say it's pure, this, and it doesn't matter. So to see everything as is, does it require you?
No, it's just basically just that presence. That's
Yeah.
it. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense. That sounds like at least for me like a better
Yeah.
way
It's just
to
to ease
feel
some.
it instead of our awareness. It's just
Yeah. It's just normal, right? It's just very ordinary. And it doesn't have to be this fireworks and everything. Sometimes it can appear as fireworks and everything, right? But the problem with the fireworks and the big glimpses is that the you wants to claim it and wants to maintain it.
yeah.
And that seems to happen with the practice because there's a promise of a next, there's a carrot that there is a permanence to this. But what you're missing out is there's already permanence no matter what you do. This presence is always here. Yeah. It can never be missed. It can never be dismissed.
I guess the tricky thing is try not to come to make that presence.
It's negotiating with it. Yeah.
As well.
It negotiates with it, right? And it listens to speakers and teachers and everything, and to claim its reality.
Yeah.
We'll talk soon. Just message me, Freddie, okay?
Thank you.
I didn't know that you went to that deep hole again, that rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It keeps getting deeper. It keeps getting like more and more glimpses and more glimpses. I haven't even watched any videos or because it feels almost funny to watch anything. But I wanted to be here and here, and I felt like okay, I just wanna, and yeah, so that's what came out.
Just message me, Freddie. We'll chat soon. Yeah. It's all good. It's okay. It's all right. Okay.
Hi, Emerson.
Oh, hi, Corey. How are you doing? Hello,
Um,
how are you doing?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's just you talking to Freddie really rang bells, and I was so relieved to hear that the experience, what glimpses everybody talks about, that they're just the me.
Yeah.
I'm saying I've been searching for 30 years, and everyone's having these amazing glimpses. Oh, I won. And I think I'm being left behind.
No.
But just to know that that's the me.
Yeah.
Playing tricks is a bit of a relief, really.
It is. It is. Yeah.
But
It is.
It's
like peekaboo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's basically the me peekabooing, right? It's still an experience, right? Because
I just because it means that I'm not getting very far.
No, it's already here. That's what I'm trying to say, Corey, right?
I know.
The way that you smile, the way that there's lightness now, that's here. That's here, yeah.
Yeah, it's just great. I loved your conversation with Freddie, and I could really feel what you were saying, and without thoughts and what's that. Yeah, I could sense it, to pick it up. It's really lovely.
Yeah, it's the lightness of this, the lightness of being, the lightness of isness, right? And even when there's heaviness, it's the lightness of that too.
Well,
yeah.
A lot of that lately, but I won't go into
the thing that usually happens is because, and you know what, and it's all innocence, right? I don't, it's nothing bad, is because when a character becomes this on a pedestal or something as being then we seem to compare to that character, right? Although it's not the fault of the character, right? So we idolize and we canonize this character as it. And when we do that, we tend to create pedestals, although the intention of the speaker is not to have any pedestals. And because the me or the character wants to look up. But by looking up, it overlooks that it's also this.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts go on, and I know they're it as well. And yeah. So, anyway, just to say, I've sent you another couple of my panic messages, which you get from time to time, like, where are you?
Yeah. Last week, yeah.
Sorry. I sent some more tonight because I couldn't get the link to work, and I just panicked. And I send you these crazy demanding emails. Where
That's
are
okay.
you? I just please delete them.
Don't worry, I get more demanding letters than that.
Oh God. Oh,
That was actually sweet.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, that's sweet. Yeah.
Why am I panicking? I'm panicking. I've got to zoom into Emerson.
Yeah.
Zoom into Emerson. I can't get him. I badly need to get there.
That's what I mean. When there's this, illusion that I got something that you don't.
I know.
I love you, Corey. And that's what matters. Yeah.
Despite the emails.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really must talk to you because, yeah, I'll
Message me. Yeah,
I'll book a time.
Okay. Yeah. Love you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so happy now then that the power is back on, right? That it did not let out, because the other meeting that I had, the power was coming in and out.
Oh, is that so? It was nothing to do with me. It was your end.
Yeah. The power here is but it's okay. It's okay now. It's all good. Yeah.
Oh, because I thought there was something wrong with my laptop and
no.
my Zoom thing. No, it was your end.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Oh.
Right. I did say in the beginning, I'm like, just in case you come, because we're having some internet and power outages. So I have prepared, right? So I have a charger. I have my phone just in case the internet goes down. So I have my phone, because earlier in the other meeting, I would have, like 10-minute gaps, like of it coming back on, but now it's okay. It's all good. So it's all good, Corey.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel, do you want to ask a question in person, or I'm curious if I could expand on what you said in our one-on-one about going through the emotion. Yes, because the emotion is also it. Going through is also it. It's not about denying it or trying to transmute it, right? It's also it. That's it. And what seems to kind of like appear, it could be this heaviness, right? I've always said this, but the pain is it. Sometimes in these appearances of our story, right, we try to avoid pain. We try to transmute pain. We walk around in circles. We try to paint it. We try to put mask on it, right? We try to appease it and everything. But the pain is it. And once the pain is it, it's like there's no one to go through. It's kind of like you have to go through it. There's no you in it. Is that you, Daniel, trying to come in? Sorry. Or no, you don't have to. You don't have to come live if that's okay. But if you want to, you can go ahead too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going through the emotions is to see through that it's an illusion. It's not about avoiding it. It's not about trying to get rid of it, denying it. It's it. It's it. It's it. Or even saying that there's no one doing this, because that just becomes another idea, right? Without any ideas, without any thoughts, the emotions is it.
Yeah, and in our talk, you mentioned someone who who also went through it by really just taking an action, like getting out of their comfort zone and kind of doing also taking an action that goes into the fear, like.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about the story that I told you about this agoraphobic character, right? He doesn't mind actually me sharing a story now, so I share a bit. Yeah. So he always had this nagging feeling that he had to go through it. So this person that I'm talking to was in his house for about 10 years, right? So when the breakthrough came, he's just gonna like, and he just basically, the way that he explained it to me, right? You know, the emotion, he went through it, the emotion of fear, and somehow the body just went towards it. There was a cathartic, like crying and everything. There was a lot of fear that happened as well, like as if he was having a panic attack or whatever. But he actually is the one that said this to me. He cried. There's the crying and the bliss. There's a thin line to it, and the thin line is him. It's the illusion. Yeah. Is that okay, Daniel? I have another person that's asking a question, but if you want to go back, go ahead, Daniel. Just let me know. Just type in. Hey, Rebecca. Oh, I lost Rebecca. Oh, here. Hello, Rebecca. How you doing? You have to unmute. I can't hear you. Oh. Maybe your go to your mute button. Now I see your legs. You turn the camera. It's the volume. Okay, we'll talk. I'll call you. Okay? All right. You look great though. Oh, see that? I forgot about that. All right. Thank you, Rebecca. It's not unmuting over that side? No? Okay. No worries. I'll call you. I'll call you. Rosalind, you have a question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
What is the meaning of life?
What's that?
There is no life. There is no meaning. There is no you.
Okay. Daniel.
Yeah, so that story that you shared,
Yeah.
it kind of got me thinking, like, it reminded me of instances where I also took action.
Yeah.
Like I once gave a few workshops, like meditation dance workshops at a festival.
Awesome.
And a few days before that, I was lying in bed and I was like, I felt this feeling that I would die if it wouldn't go well. There was actual a fear of death coming up.
Yes.
So, and when you shared the story about your friend, it got me thinking, like, oh, it could also be good to maybe also just feel what kind of things I can actually do in order to go through my own kind of fears, you know?
Yeah. Again, you know what? If you look at it, there's really no one doing it, but there seems to be an impulse that happens, right? I don't know if you notice it, right? And that impulse or that intuitiveness and everything seems to get muddied by our thinking that I'm going to die if I do this, right? It creates this false narrative, right? And that's what he had too, right? You know what I'm saying? He basically had this feeling that the world was going to end the moment he stepped out of the door. Right? So it was quite difficult, right, for him. But all of a sudden, he was on a plane, and he was at the airport with this mixture of horror and happiness in his eyes at the same time. I've never seen it like that, right? It was just so wild, right? So here's an agoraphobic guy meeting me at the airport. at the you know what, the guttural crying, everyone was looking, and also at the same time this bliss, right, that he got through it somehow, although he looked completely shook up, right? You know, it's almost like he had to go through, you know, like that fire, right, to be able to see that I'm still here, I'm okay, I did not die, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the freedom that he has right now, he messages me, he's doing that 10-day, I think I told you about that, he's doing a 10-day hike, because he met the people that did a one-on-one with me before, and they were talking about this Appalachian hike somewhere. But yeah, it's wild, right? So it's not what you think. Freedom, you know what I'm saying? And it has nothing to do with what you think you can do. It's just happening. It's a doing without a doer. And it's hard to comprehend, right? It's a doer without a doer. And it's kind of like, how does that happen? No matter what you think, do or not, you know what I'm saying? What is irrelevant to what's happening. So sometimes some of those seeming breakthroughs from characters, for example, with that character, right? He said that there was a screaming of don't do this, but there was also a walking of the feet going through it. You know what I'm saying? It's yeah, it was, and then all of a sudden that density of that clutter of thoughts and everything seemed to be have taken over by adrenaline. Then he was all of a sudden kind of like what you probably experienced, Daniel, right? When you were in bed for quite a while and then all of a sudden you were teaching. Did you feel the same thing?
Yeah, as soon as I started talking into the mic, kind of doing a guided meditation, it felt
It
like
disappears, right? Oh,
yeah, like the universe took over and it was just
yeah,
happening.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. No one even took over. That's just it. If you know what I'm talking about, right? There's no more
Yeah.
separation. Yeah, there's
There was
just no more stories.
Yeah, there was no feeling like a me here that needed to do it.
Exactly. And if you listen to it, again, this is just, all of this is just a story, by the way, right? If you listen to a lot of people that have gone through, it's almost like you look at athletes, you look at artists and everything. It's just a flow of isness that no one knows about, right?
Yeah.
When we are seemingly caught up in this idea that there's something that we can do, the stubbornness of the seeker, that's something that they can transmute or something that needs to change, seems to create this obstacle in something that's already clear. That there's just freedom appearing as freedom. And then the very idea that you can organize freedom creates a lot of suffering, doesn't it?
The idea that you can organize freedom,
Yeah,
you said?
yeah. You can't organize freedom. Freedom is appears as it is. It's the mental gymnastics of trying to organize freedom. I will be free if I do this. I will, if I don't do this, it's just a whole bunch of stuff, which just creates this opposites, right? When there's no opposites, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean like trying to organize life?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
try
a
to
big
organize you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That neurotic tendencies. That there's something in the next. Yeah.
Yeah, and just all the overwhelming to-do lists and
Oh, yeah.
but it's like Emerson does quite a lot, it seems. Like
Yeah, of course.
there's a lot of action happening.
Yeah.
But I guess there it's just an unfolding without a
It
me that
is, yeah. It is just it's an unfolding, and I don't have to like it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's sadness, sometimes it's concern, sometimes it's taking care of, whatever seems to appear, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah. I don't try to organize what's happening anymore. I'm not trying to stop the clouds rolling or the waves, ebbing and flowing. So trying to organize your thoughts is kind of like going to a beach and trying to stop the waves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Daniel. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We'll talk soon again.
Yeah, cool, man. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. No worries, Rosalind. Well, thank you so much, everyone. It's been such a blast. Love you guys and see you guys next Friday. Oh, yeah. I forgot almost. Like if you want to join, if you want to volunteer to do a one-on-one kind of like live and everything, or pre-recorded, kind of like with TikTok and everything, just message me. And on Friday as well. Yay. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.